I'd break myself open for you. You've always been my weakness.
Let me be your steer JH. Oh my God, did you write this? This is exactly like that time. Kevin told you he needed space, and then moved to Alaska to become a lumberjack.
Keith was a tax accountant, and he moved to Vermont. And his name was Keith.
Details. The point is, this Lachlan guy, he's running. He's running from love, just like Keith. I mean, Kevin.
His name was Keith.
Welcome back to Heart Book Radio, the only show that dares to ask the tough questions, like, is Corinne Michaels secretly Taylor Swift in a very convincing disguise? Wah! Because this book, all too well, is giving me major scarf vibes.
Calm. I think it's safe to say Corinne Michaels is not Taylor Swift, though the title is a choice. A very deliberate choice. Perhaps designed to capitalize on a certain pop star's cultural dominance.
Capitalize? You make it sound like a crime. It's called being inspired. Like when I borrowed your grandmother's antique brooch for that Renaissance fair.
You stole my grandmother's brooch, and you lost it.
I prefer misplaced. Anyway, this book. Firefighter single dad, ghosted for 4 years after a magical kiss. And now she's back to interview him. It's like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days meets Backdraft, but with more emotional arson.
Let's talk about Lachlan West, our resident emotionally unavailable firefighter. Reviewers are calling him out for needing intensive therapy. And frankly, I concur.
Therapy. He needs an exorcism. This man ghosted the love of his life for 4 years after calling their kisser mistake. A mistake? That's like calling the Mona Lisa a doodle.
I wouldn't go that far. But the 4-year silence is problematic. It speaks to a deep, seated fear of intimacy, likely stemming from unresolved childhood trauma.
Or maybe he's just a jerk. Like my neighbor Tony. He borrowed my hedge trimmer and then pretended he didn't know me when I asked for it back. 4 years. 4 years I had to look at his overgrown monstrosity of a hedge.
I'm not sure the situations are comparable.
They're exactly comparable. Both involve a lack of communication and a profound sense of betrayal. And then there's Ainsley. Sweet, innocent Ainsley, who calls sportsball.
That seems to be a point of contention among reviewers. Some find it endearing, others less so.
It's a crime against sports. It's like calling Shakespeare, that guy who wrote some plays.
I think you're overreacting.
Am I? Imagine going on a date and the person says, "Oh, I love watching the sportsball game." You'd run. You'd run faster than Lachlan ran from commitment.
I might politely excuse myself.
Same difference.
So, the central question is, all too well, actually any good? The reviews are mixed. We have everything from one of my favorite books of 2024 to that man needs intensive therapy.
And let's not forget the reviewer who said, "The waterfall scene will definitely have you blushing." Blushing. What happened at that waterfall? Did they skinny dip? Did they reenact a scene from The Notebook? Did Lachlan finally express a single human emotion?
I believe it's implied that intimacy occurred.
Intimacy. You're killing me. We need details. This is radio. We thrive on salacious gossip.
I'm merely reporting the facts.
Facts are boring. Let's read some fake listener emails. Dear Heartbook Radio, I once dated a firefighter who ghosted me for 6 months. Turns out, he was secretly fighting a dragon. True story. Signed, Desperate in Des Moines.
That's improbable.
Another one. Dear Heartbook Radio, I think sportsball is a perfectly acceptable term. Also, I think Lachlan is hot. Signed, Secret Admirer.
I did not write that.
Sure. Let's get to the real debate. If Lachlan were a sandwich, what kind of sandwich would he be?
I don't know. Perhaps a very dry, untoasted rye bread with a single, thin slice of turkey.
Wrong. He's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that's been left out in the sun for 4 years. Stale, sticky, and deeply disappointing.
So, our final rating. I'm going to give all too well a 6 out of 10 unresolved emotional issues. It's a flawed but ultimately engaging read.
I give it 12 out of 15 burning fire hydrants. It's a dumpster fire of emotions, and I couldn't look away. Plus, that waterfall scene. I need to know more.
Join us next week when we discuss the existential dread of knitting. Come, a cozy mystery, which I'm pretty sure is just a metaphor for my dating life.
It's a book about a woman who solves crimes through knitting.
Same difference. Don't forget, you're listening to Heartbook Radio.